Hi everyone, just popping on for a quick Ostara reading. Today is 19th of March, so it's the spring equinox in the northern hemisphere. It's the autumn equinox if you're in the southern hemisphere. Shout out to my guys in the southern hemisphere. Hi. Okay, so we're going to pull some cards, get some messages for the equinox, see what's coming up for us, see what messages we have today. Ooh, the rest of the year, how exciting. Or until the next equinox maybe. Let's take a look. And on my altar, I've got some bunnies, because obviously that's the theme right now. And I've got this garland with eggs on it, which lights up, which is really super cute, which I might show you guys later. What you got from Poundland? I love Poundland. It's like the best place to get stuff for your altar, seriously. Okay, so we've got some animal oracle cards here. Let's have a look at the animal spirit oracle, see what we've got. Ooh, top card wants to come off. Parrot spirit, watch your words. Interesting, on 45.9, which is about ending cycles and wisdom. Interesting. 45 is always such an interesting number as well, because it's where the mind leads the physical. The mind influences the physical. So yes, the ego mind, the conscious mind, not necessarily the higher mind. So could be some wisdom here, very much, yes, to watch our words and be very careful about what we're saying and how we're saying it as well, to use our wisdom, because I think our words have a lot of power right now, and we know when we do any kind of manifesting or spell work, our words carry power. When we speak, of course, carries huge power. When we say words out loud, we add power to those words. When we write them down, we add power to those words. Fascinating that this would come out. So it would seem our words have an extreme amount of power right now. So if you do want to do some manifesting, this is a really good sign. It's telling you, speak into existence what it is that you want. So the flip side of this message of watch your words is watch your words. That's great. Use the positive ones. Fantastic. Interesting message. Okay. Right, next card. Let's see what we've got. Who else wants to come out? Give us a message today. The scarab beetle spirit, magic works through you. Yes, it does, like we just said, and it works through your words as well. I love this. 52-7, number of the mystic, 5 and 2. Wow, the high priest and high priestess in the tarot. Also, balance coming to the mind. That's what it says to me. Keeping your mind balanced, keeping your conscious mind, your ego mind, your lower mind balanced. The higher mind is always balanced because it's part of your soul, part of your spirit. It doesn't exist down here in the lower vibrations, in the lower realms. It exists up there, and we can learn to reintegrate ourselves with that, and we can rebuild that channel of communication with the higher mind, which is what I feel we're being encouraged to do right now, which is why I feel the need to talk about it. So that's how this usually works. My guides get me to say things that they want me to say. Remember, these messages come through me, not from me. Okay, scarab beetle spirit, beautiful. Connection to Egypt there for some people as well. So shout out to my peeps in Egypt who are watching, who have family in Egypt perhaps. Interesting, magic works through you. Yeah, so there's a real reminder here that we are very potent beings right now. I think we've got so much power, so much potency at this time. Any kind of magical working, particularly today on Ostara, if you're doing your work, or around this time, is going to have a huge impact. I want to say on the next 4 or 5 years. I think the things that we put into motion today are going to have very, very long-term consequences, good and bad, you know. So we really should be thinking about what we're saying, what we're doing, and the things that we intend to happen, and the things that we are speaking into existence. So do watch your words, be careful with your words, and be careful of the words you use about other people as well. Don't send negative energy their way. Even if you're worried about somebody, you can be sending negative energy their way by constantly saying things about them, like, oh, I think they're going to fail, or I think something terrible is going to happen, or I'm so worried about them. They could really use you not doing that. Okay. Right, let's pick one more card. Oh, 2 want to come out. I can't take them apart. They're stuck together. This happens sometimes. We have the rhino spirit on number 50. Overcome any obstacle. I always get such a Ganesh vibe with this card. If you've ever watched my YouTube channel, I'm always going on about get such a Ganesh vibe with this card. Although it's a rhino, not an elephant. But it's that kind of large animal that's very powerful, very strong. Nothing can get in its way, and if it charges, you better look out, because it's getting through everything. Every obstacle is being smashed out of the way, not just moved, smashed out of the way. On 50, which is a very spiritual, very wise number, but again connected to the mind as well. We've got all these 5s coming out, all these numbers containing fives. So 50 reduces to 5, of course, which is the mind. 50 is interesting because it's a much higher evolution of the mind, and it brings in this potency of the 0 as well, the 0, which is unlimited potential. Our minds truly are unlimited, and there's no obstacle that we can't overcome. So again, it's a case of using our minds for good, I would say, for positive outcomes right now, because they're extremely powerful. I think we may be very inspired right now. We may be channeling thoughts from our higher selves, from the higher realms right now. So watch your thoughts, like the first card said. See what comes through, because when an inspiration comes through, it could be a message from your guides, from your angels, you know, from God, source, goddess, whatever you want to call it. So pay attention to the thoughts being, I want to say, implanted in your mind, so that's the word I'm going to use, but the thoughts coming into your mind right now because they're extremely powerful. And our last card, who was stuck to the other card, is our little trickster, the coyote spirit. Of course he was stuck to the other card and wanted to come out. Love him. Trust in divine detours. So your life may not be going exactly how you're expecting it to right now. You may have just had a bit of a fork in the road or some unexpected turn, I think. Something you weren't expecting. It comes in on 16, which is tower energy in the tarot as well. Tower is an unexpected change, which can be quite shocking as well, but it doesn't have to be. We can learn to roll with the punches. We can go with it and see the wisdom in what the universe is encouraging us to do. So 16, 7, 7, again, the number of the mystic. So there's this very mystical, magical energy around us at the moment. Trust in divine detours. I always want to laugh when I see Coyote, because he's a trickster, but he's also a joker. He doesn't play tricks on us for the wrong reasons. He does it to help us learn, or just to push us in the right direction when we least expect it, when we thought we were going the right way, and he says, actually, you're going the wrong way. The right way just, it's going to seem a bit wrong at the moment, because maybe it's something you're not used to. Maybe it's a relationship with a sort of person that you're not used to being with, and so it will seem strange at first. Maybe it's somebody you weren't expecting to be with. Maybe, who knows? It's going to be different for everyone. Relationships just came to mind then. So we're going to take some cards from this deck now, FYIF, which is Follow Your Iconic F Yeah. And yes, I'm editing myself there, by the amazing Eugenie Champs. There aren't many of these, I don't think, in circulation, so get a pack if you can. Technicolorpriestess.com, I think, is her website. No, I don't get a commission, unfortunately, but she's amazing, so please do go check her out. Okay, so what advice does Eugenie have? Do her cards have for us for Ostara? Okay. Oh, this one wants to come out. Look at that. Sticking up all by itself. Okay. Remember who you are and act accordingly. Oh, I love that. Yes, remember who you are. You are a divine being in human form. Don't you dare forget that. Don't you think you're small. Don't you dare think you're insignificant. You are so important. You are so loved by the universe, by God, by Goddess, by heaven, by the angels. Remember who you darn well are. Okay, and we're going to take one more. Okay, what else do we have? If it's not an F yeah, then it's a no, period. I love these cards. Remember, if it's not what you really want to do, say, don't do it. Why would you do it? It's interesting because Eugenie teaches women in particular about their soul style and expressing themselves through clothing and style, which is something I love. Not necessarily being a slave to fashion, but doing it in your way, which I find very exciting, very interesting. And something my own stylist that I worked with in this country, Eugenie isn't in this country, in England, she doesn't live here. She lives in France, I think. But correct me if I'm wrong, Eugenie, I think she lives in France. But basically, my stylist said to me, if you don't love it, it stays on the rail. And this is the same kind of advice here. If it's not an F yeah, then it's a no, period. T. I don't know what period T means. So maybe someone can help me with that. But if you don't love it, if it's not what you really, really want to do, it may be a no. So that's given you something to think about, hopefully. Happy Ostara, Merry Ostara, happy spring equinox. Sending you lots of love, and I will see you all in the next video. Mwah. Bye. As promised, here are my bunnies. My little bunnies on the altar. And my egg garland. Isn't that cute?